I have one you clicked on to the long discussion here today, and a lot going on. We've got a snowstorm for Chicago and Detroit coming up this weekend. We got the Super Bowl forecast this weekend where the European GFS, you think they'd be close. They're far apart right now. You got two big storms next week. One looks a little farther north than the other one. You got cold coming back into the plains, into the east. You got cold in the west next week. You got warm up in the southeast. Lots of stuff going on in this pattern. And, as far as the Chicago to Detroit system, you got 3 to 6 probably going on here in Chicago. Could be a little bit more if we get enhancement near the lake, depending on the strength of the low by the time it goes just south of Chicago. I could see a little bit more there. Detroit looks like it's definitely going to see over 6 inches, especially northwest suburbs. They're going to probably see as much as 10, 11 inches of snowfall out of this deal. And that's coming Friday night into Saturday. For those guys. Super Bowl European, it still has the front west during the start of the game. I don't understand. I really don't think that's right. I think the GFS is still the case to go here. I think it's brisk. I think it's dry. And if anything, I'll have to call an Omaha audible right before the game if I see anything changing. But if you hear me yell Omaha, there's an audible being called here for the game forecast. But anyway, let's get to next week's systems and talk a little bit more about that. I can show 20 graphics for you, but then this video would be like 10 minutes long, so that's not going to work. Anyway, this, first of all, I want to show you the Super Bowl. This is the GFS. The European still has the front back here, and this is what the GFS has right at the game start, and it looks like it's going to be like a northwest wind. Not too heavy, not too strong, but still dry in my opinion. I think the European just seems to be out of touch with what's going on. I think the wave goes up and the front goes east, despite the southwest flow that we see down here. Now, that front may not get too far, so maybe the wind is really not much of a player because the gradient doesn't sharpen up enough right behind it very quick, but we'll see what happens. Again, I'll call an audible if I see anything different. Anyway, hey, we got this system cutting up too far to the west now, and the 850 temperatures right in the evening Tuesday night, zero line right in here. That's at 5,000 foot here level, and you don't see what's happening underneath. I think it's going to still be some sleet. There's going to be some snow with this event across central Pennsylvania, the I-80 corridor. It's already rained back in here. It's rained down in here. But, again, it's still a tough call going into Tuesday night on how much we're going to get here. I think it's a couple of inches of slop of snow and sleet before we go over to rain for central PA. But this, you can see the 850 temp. The low is going up. The 5,000 foot upper low is going up to here. That's going to allow the milder air to flood in and change a lot of places over to rain. The second system, it's farther south. It's not cutting west of the Appalachians. It's going east. And this is going to allow the cold air to stay in place. It'll seep in from the west on us and also give a charge down towards Texas. You're going to get cold this weekend in Dallas and Oklahoma City while the system comes up the eastern. Next weekend, as the storm goes up the eastern seaboard next weekend. And again, this one has a better shot at getting more snow. The 5,000 foot level temperatures all below zero, across zero, although I think it's a little bit overdone down in here. But in any case, you get the idea that we're looking at more snow and probably a very heavy snow that could shape up in this general zone as we get to next weekend. Again, it's far off to tell right now on the track, and these things have changed so much. But watch out in this zone here. We could be talking about maybe close to a foot of snow. And then there's the storm going there. There's your cold shot, but there's another cold front in here. This is around the 10th and 11th. One shot comes in. Here comes your second shot. So between the 10th and the 15th, we got a nice corridor set up here of cold air coming right smack down into the U.S., although the longer range model suggests that once this comes through, this last push, the focus now of cold air ends up being back in here rather than farther east, the coldest air. I could still see some coming across north, and you'll have snowpack to deal with, but again, it looks like the coldest air is actually as we get towards the past the mid-month period, maybe diving into here, which could allow the ridge to start building back up again like the weekly show and the warming to come back across the south. So, we just got to get by that middle of the month period, and I think we could be getting back into some milder air, working its way from south to north. Snowpack to the north may have an issue, though, on how high those departures can get in the longer range. I know I was going to talk a little bit about the spring forecast in general. I might just wait till tomorrow to put that on the text, so I'll show you a few maps, what I'm thinking right now, the trends. That is it for today. For a long discussion, we'll see you again.